Gotta get the other phone ready. We're notifying that you're live. Okay. Good looking out. Oh, welcome back. Well, what's up, Dalton? How's it going? Hey, what's up, Kimberly? Hey, Kimberly, gracias. Highly appreciate it. So right now we're going to be in PIMA County. I repeat, PIMA County, Arizona. Let me go ahead and activate. Go ahead and activate. Auto find. Activate. Okay. Let me see here. Bam. Okay. Let me see this one. How is everybody doing today? Where is everybody coming in from? Okay, I hear it. I hear
Hernandez Jones Jr.
Sir, you are here because you have a warrant out of Pima County Justice Court. The charge is criminal trespass. I'm going to enter a not guilty plea for you. You have the right to remain silent and the right to an attorney, although not necessarily at court expense. Sir, I am going to release you on your own signature on this case. You're still held on felony charges, and I'm not changing anything about your felony case. I'm ordering that you do not go back to the incident location for the trespass. And your next court date in Justice Court is February 21st at 8:30 in the morning. If you're not in custody, sir, you must appear for that hearing or a warrant could issue. Do you have any questions? Good luck, sir.
Yep.
Okay, there. Can you guys see now? All right, all right. Hopefully you can. Hey, Teresa, how's it going? Welcome back. Let me adjust the screen here. Just doing the last finishing touches, if you will. We don't need to see that much of the judge. Oh, any takers? What do you guys think this young lady's here for?
Hi, ma'am. What's your full name?
Adria Doreen Linville.
Ma'am, you're here because you've been charged with promoting prison contraband and possession of drug paraphernalia.
What?
I will enter a not guilty plea for you. You have the right to remain silent and the right to an attorney. I'm appointing the legal defender's office to represent you. Pretrial services tells me that you are in the highest risk category for a violent felony offense, although I don't believe that is correct because this is not a violent offense. And the state is asking that I set bond in the amount of $2,500. Defense counsel, she's held on a $350 bond on another case. I'm inclined to set bond at $100 in this case.
No objection to that, Your Honor.
All right, I'm going to set bond in this case in the amount of $100 secured. If you post that, ma'am, you're released to pretrial services. No alcohol or illegal drugs, no firearms or weapons, and submit to any monitoring or treatment that's directed by pretrial. Your next court date on this is a preliminary hearing on February 3rd at 1:30 in the afternoon. However, that court date is very likely to change. So if you do get released from custody, please stay in touch with your attorney and with pretrial services so you know when your hearing is. If you miss it, you will get a warrant. Do you have any questions about your release conditions or your court date?
No.
Good luck, ma'am.
Damn, she got busted with the
Your Honor,
clavo.
Gail here.
Yes.
Hey, good
The
evening,
next
Rhonda.
two people, Macedo, Eric, and then
Maribel.
Navarro, Johnny, I'm still waiting for them to be sent down. So
Caitlin.
is it all right if we push them to the end?
Yep, absolutely.
For sure.
Thank you,
For sure. How is everybody
Send
doing
them
tonight?
and push back.
Hopefully you guys are in good spirits today. If you're down, hopefully the stream will help you out with that. We definitely promote mental wellness. And today's going to be Mental Wellness Wednesday.
Okay.
Good spirits here. That's right. That's what I'm talking about, Rhonda. I like that. Ho! All right. Let's get your guys' blood flowing here. Wake up. Let me see. I'm good. I gotta eat, but I'm trying to get that taps up. Hey, Tabby. Gracias, highly appreciated. That's right. If you're not tapping, you must be napping. And also hit that subscribe button. It's free 99. Doesn't cost you anything. And sharing is caring. Share it to your loved ones. Share it to the ones you don't love, but just share it.
Hi, sir. What's your full name?
Thank you, Snow.
Rodney Orlando Qualls.
Excuse me?
Sir, you're here because you're charged with possession of a prohibited weapon. I am going to enter a not guilty plea for you. You have the right to remain silent and the right to an attorney. I'm appointing the public defender's office to represent you. State, this looks like it's adding a charge to something that's he's already held on. Am I correct?
Not entirely clear, Your Honor. I will recheck the interim to be certain. But
on January,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
On January 18th, he's charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and aggravated assault, serious physical injury. And this says that he was found with a gun that day, and that they've since test fired it, and yes, it was fully automatic. So I'm guessing this is the same incident. They're just adding the prohibited weapon charge.
This is live. Yes, it is.
Your Honor, that would seem to track with the information. Okay. Yes, it looks like he had an illegally modified pistol with a switch.
He's going to
rendering it an illegal automatic weapon.
He's going to La Pinta.
So what I'm going to do, sir, you're already held on a $20,000 bond on this case. I'm going to set a $20,000 bond in this case, but I'm going to make it concurrent because it's the same incident. Okay, they're adding a charge essentially.
Damn. Hey. He is Pinta bound.
It says it's FW2.
He's heading to prison, catching the chain. And around here, if you guys are new, if you guys could go ahead and guess the individuals that are coming up, what they're in for, feel free to do so.
All right, so I'm not adding to your bond. I'm running them at the same time, so the $20,000 covers both. If you post that bond, you're released to pretrial services, no alcohol or illegal drugs, no firearms or weapons, and submit to any monitoring or treatment that's directed by pretrial. Your next court date on this one is a preliminary hearing on February 3rd at 1:30 in the afternoon. Sir, that court date is very likely to change. So if you are released before then, please stay in touch with pretrial and with your attorney. That way you know when your court date is. If you miss it, you will get a warrant. Do you have any questions about your court date or your release conditions? Sir?
Hello.
No, ma'am.
Good luck, sir.
I'm not from Arizona, but I could tell you if he had a what do you call it, a modified weapon, oh, that's all bad right there. I'm surprised the feds didn't pick that up, or they didn't send them over to, they didn't refer that case over to the federales. Definitely gonna go to prison. Oh yeah, guaranteed. That switch, yup. George, you're right. They ain't playing. Especially if he has priors. Did they say anything about being on parole? Yep, switch is definitely feds. Yeah, they don't play around. But every state's different. Depends, you know, what state you get caught in. Some states will refer to the feds, or the feds will pick it up a lot quicker than others. I don't know how Phoenix or Pima County works, if you will. I know in LA they didn't used to pick them up, but I think since they got in light on crime, I think now stuff like that they do refer over to the feds, and the feds will pick it up. Ace Cassandra, thank you for the like. Highly appreciate it. Hey, what's up, Sat? How's it going tonight? And we're in Pima County, and this is live once again. This is live.
State, while she's talking to that defendant, on the next one, Clint Roberson, I noted that you wrote on the recommendation that he's not STEPS eligible. Is he still SMART eligible?
Lucy, thank
I'm
you
the
for
same, Your Honor.
Like. Highly appreciate it.
Well, I thought STEPS was the diversion program and SMART was a larger program that may not be.
I was up till midnight. I was hurting this morning.
One is a part of the other, Your Honor, and based on my understanding, as I briefly worked in the STEPS court, in SMART court, they are not. This person is not qualified.
Hey, what time zone are you in? Cassandra once again. Rhonda, thank you again for the. Hey, that's right. If you're not tapping, you must be napping. Definitely the best live. Hey, gracias, George. Highly appreciate it. Trying to bring
George.
something different.
Go to
I'm in
Sierra Vista
Wyoming. Damn, the mountains.
Patterson.
She. Rhonda, gracias. Don, thank you. Rhonda, laughing out loud. What did this
Hi,
guy
sir,
do?
what's your full name?
DV, DUI.
Brian Roberson.
All right, sir, you're here because you've been charged with possession of a narcotic drug and
Oh.
possession of drug paraphernalia. I will enter a not guilty plea for you. You have the right to remain silent and the right to an attorney, and I'm appointing the legal advocate's
Yup.
office to
West
represent you.
Virginia.
Pretrial services
He's
tells me
guilty.
that you are in the highest risk
You talking about him or
category
me?
for nonviolent felony offenses. You do have a probation hold, so you're held without bond on a probation situation right now. The state is asking for a $5,000 bond, and defense counsel, I don't know if you heard, but they're saying he's not eligible for smart court. Defense counsel?
Your Honor, he's lived in Tucson for 33 years and has ties to the community. This does appear to be a personal use drug offense, and possibly just one pill. So in light of
One
the nature
pill?
of the charges, I'd ask that the bond be set at $500.
Corey, you ain't right, Corey.
All right. Given the risk assessment,
He looks
I'm
mad.
going to set bond in the amount of $1,500 secured. And sir, if you post that bond, you're released to pretrial services. No alcohol or illegal drugs, no firearms or weapons, and submit to any monitoring or treatment that's directed by pretrial services. Your next court date on this is February 3rd at 1:30 in the afternoon. However, that court date is very likely to change. So if you are released from custody, stay in touch with your attorney and with pretrial services so that they can tell you when your court date is. If you miss it, you will get a warrant. And I just want to be clear, sir, that if you post bond on this while the probation hold is still there, you're not going to get out. You're
Thank you, Corey.
going to be released to pretrial services if you get released on the probation hold and you post the bond in this one, just to make sure that I was clear. Sir, do you have any questions about your release conditions or your court date?
Yeah, because I've been in here since I believe September. I already got
September?
sentenced with my last charge. I'm actually in the process of getting a bed within the next week to rehab.
Well, this
And
charge is from July, but they're just filing it now.
yeah,
So
I just know I was talked to by an officer today from Sarita, and they said this was over 2 years ago. And the officer told me that there was no charges going to be pending or anything.
They
hold
are
on,
now.
sir. You make a good point that this is from 2023.
Yeah.
Okay, give me a moment. I want to.
Hey, thank you.
Information here. Give
Thank
me
you,
one
Snow.
moment.
From 2 years. Hey, if they're gonna pick up one tablet,
I frankly thought it was July of this past year. I'm glad that you pointed that out. Give me a moment.
if they picked up one tablet, I wouldn't be surprised if they pick up a case from 2 years ago. I don't know what the statute of limitations are in Arizona. I know in
All right,
California.
so right now you were placed on probation on the other case, and you're doing 90 days as a condition of probation.
Yes, and also I've been taking Suboxone since I've been in jail to help out with me not doing drugs as soon as I get out. And they're actually, I talked to Cope as of yesterday through video visit, and they're trying to get me a bed within the next week or so I can go to rehabilitation within for like 3 to 6 months.
Okay.
And after that, then get
Hold
whatever.
on. Let me talk to your attorney real quick, okay?
Sidebar.
So I'm willing to release him to pretrial on this, given that information, because if he gets released, he's going to be on probation and hopefully in treatment. If I do that, though, he's not getting credit from now until they get him a bed. So if I put a bond on him, he
Meg,
gets
thank you
credit,
for
but
the
it stops
follow.
him from going to a bed. If I don't put a bond on him, he won't get credit, but he can go to a bed when they have one. Do you want to talk to him briefly?
Yeah, I'm going to talk to him real quick.
Snow, thank you for that badge. Highly appreciate it. I think. Hey, Meg, thank you for that follow. Highly appreciate it. Remember, hey, follow. It's free 99. Don't cost you anything. Cost you anything. Don't be stingy with the follows. Help me out. Help me grow. Help us get to 20,000 on TT and 5K on YT.
Your
You
Honor,
know, so you
he
think
says
Brit-
that he has a bed there and that they're coming tomorrow to
There
sign
he
his
goes.
form. So it sounds like he really does have
Go.
a bed available in the very near future, and it would be really unfortunate if a low bond kept him from going to get treatment. So I'm comfortable with releasing him to pretrial services and losing a little bit of time credit.
For sure.
All
Thank
right,
you, Britt.
so I am going to do that. I think it's appropriate for all the reasons, frankly, that the defendant just pointed out. Sir, I'm releasing you to pretrial services on this case. Still, no alcohol or drugs, no firearms or weapons. Submit to all monitoring
Harley, thank
or
you.
treatment that's directed by pretrial.
going on here?
And then your court date changes. It's going to be February 11th
Court.
at 1:30. But again, that court date is very likely to change. So make sure that when you get out, you stay in touch with pretrial and your attorney as well as probation so that you know when you need to be in court, okay?
Understood, Your Honor.
Right. Good luck, sir. I hope
Thank you.
treatment's helpful.
Thank you.
All right. So we're currently in Pima County Court. Excuse me, Your Honor. Yeah. So we're live streaming actual court hearings here. You just never know what kind of case you're gonna get here. So this isn't for kids. This is for educational purposes only. We do recover job interviews. That's right, thing, Brit. Hell yeah. I'm gonna laugh in Spanish. Let me see. So yeah, help me out here. You know, tap. If you're not tapping, you must be napping. And let me see. And welcome everybody. Everybody's welcome here. You know, just keep it PG-13 because we don't know who's on here. We're not trying to corrupt anybody, if you will. And Rhonda, thank you. Highly appreciate that. Eyes of an Angel 618. Gracias. Appreciate the like. Cassandra, act up. Gracias. Highly appreciate it. And man, I'm waiting to flush the toilet. Hopefully we're able to flush the toilet tonight. Hey, Kayla, gracias. Jeff, thank you. Harley, thank you. Juanita, gracias. Harley, act up. Let me see. Rhonda, let me see. Hold on. I went too fast. I missed it. I'm trying not to damage any of my non-convict. Right. All right. Hey, what do you?
Sir, what's your full name?
What do you guys think this guy did?
Jared Anton.
Right. What's your middle name?
Cornelius.
Cornelius.
Sir, you are here because you have
He's not enough. Oh yeah. Nah.
6 warrants out of Tucson. Out of South Tucson Municipal Court, for failure to appear on charges of criminal trespass, shoplifting, criminal trespass, shoplifting, criminal trespass, shoplifting, criminal trespass,
Damn.
and shoplifting. On those, I'm going to enter a not guilty plea for you. You have the right to remain silent and the right to an attorney. I am going to appoint Anna Dennis to represent you on those cases. Sir, I'm setting bond in the amount of $1,000 secured. If you post that bond, do not go back to the incident location.
Half off on
Your
anything.
court date is tomorrow at Pima County Justice
Boricua,
Court.
gracias.
If you're in custody, they'll see you by video. If you're out of custody, you must appear or a warrant could issue. Sir, you also have a warrant out of Tucson City Court for failure to appear on charges of shoplifting, possession of drug paraphernalia, and failure to appear. On that case, you have the right to remain silent and the right to an attorney. I'm appointing the City Public Defender's Office to represent you. You also have the right to be present at all future hearings. If you fail to appear, a warrant could issue. You could be charged with failure to appear as a separate criminal offense. You could be tried and convicted in your absence, and if you couldn't be sentenced within 90 days because of your failure to appear, you could also lose your right to appeal. I'm also required to warn you that if you're convicted of a crime, there may be collateral consequences, and including but not limited to immigration consequences. Sir, on this case, I'm going to set bond in the amount of $250 secured. I'm ordering that you do not go back to the incident location, and your next court date in city court. If you're in custody, you'll be seen by video on January 31st at 1:45. If you're released from custody before then, sir, your court date changes to February 21st at 9 a.m. Sir, do you have any questions about your release conditions or your court date?
No.
Good luck, sir.
All right, Ezra.
Let's make it
You
7.
Get up. I get your paperwork with
Let's
everything
make it
later.
7.
Go down the
Let's make it
stairs,
7
stay with,
failure
the
FTAs, failure to appears. Why stop at 6?
Coach Lee.
Let's break the
Sit
records
down
here.
on the chair.
Man, all right. Next, what do you guys think this guy did? Damn, he looked mighty rough, looking like a used up cotton tip or a Q-tip. Hands were hella dirty. Looked like he just ran him through a.
David Allen Coker.
Sir, you are here on several things. First of all, you have 4 warrants out of PIMA County Justice Court. It looks like you failed to appear on charges of criminal trespass, criminal trespass, criminal trespass,
Damn.
failure to appear, and criminal trespass. In addition, sir, you have a new charge of criminal trespass. On all of those, I'm going to enter a not guilty plea for you. You do have the right to remain silent and the right to an attorney. I'm going to appoint
That's the trespasser of the year right there.
Janet Altschuler to represent you.
Pulling out all the stops.
Give me one moment to fill that in on the paperwork.
He was framed. Right around the. Joanne writes, dang, wow. Let me see, man. We were all wrong.
Her name and phone number will be in your paperwork. Sir, on each of these cases, I'm setting
Thank
a
you,
$100 secured bond, so the total is going to be $500 secured, and I'm ordering that you do not go back to the incident location. Your next court date is going to be tomorrow at 1 o'clock in the afternoon with Judge Ball. If you're in custody, he'll see you by video. If you are out of custody, sir, you need to appear for that hearing or a warrant could issue. Do you have any questions about your release conditions or your court dates?
What?
Sir, do you have any questions?
That fool's not even
What do
here.
you mean release conditions?
Your release conditions are a $500 secured bond and do not go back to the incident location.
Okay.
Hey, he has a knot. He has a huge knot on his head. I
How
know
am
you
I
guys
gonna
can see
talk
it.
over with my attorney in one day?
Well, I assume that she will visit you probably by video before then, but I don't know. That's between you and her, sir.
You can? Okay, yeah, he has a
Okay.
huge knot.
All right. Good luck, sir.
Hey, what's up, Blackwood?
Thank you.
Welcome back. Damn, that thing is like, hey, damn, that he got rocked. Somebody said he got rocked. Hell yeah. What do you think she did? She looked coming in looking like
What's your
Courtney
full
Love,
name? Give me one moment.
like a young Courtney Love. Thank you, Blackwoods. Copy,
All right,
beat him up.
Ma'am,
probably.
you are here because you have a warrant out of PIMA County Justice Court for charges of assault as a domestic violence offense, disorderly conduct, and disorderly conduct as a domestic violence offense. The judge assigned to your case has asked for a bond of $2,499. I will impose that as a secured bond. You have the right to remain silent and the right to an attorney. I'm appointing Robin Ald to represent you. Her name and phone
I like
number
the
will be
TikTok
in your
version.
paperwork. I'm ordering that you do not commit any acts of domestic violence and follow all release conditions that were previously set. Your next court date is tomorrow at 1 o'clock in the afternoon with Judge Ball. If you're in custody, you'll be seen by video. If you're out of custody, you need to appear for that hearing or a warrant could issue. Do you have any questions about your release conditions or your court date?
No.
Good luck, ma'am.
What was she there for? Man, I get distracted. I got the attention span of a
How much
squirrel.
was your bond set again?
The last one?
Yes, ma'am.
This is my city. That's right.
$24.99.
Represent.
Thank you, ma'am.
Oh, she got DV. Okay. All right. Cool. Thank you guys for letting me know. I'm easily distracted. I can't keep my eye on the price. Next, what do you think she
What's your
did?
full name?
James Bird.
Right,
What the
sir, you're
what?
here because you've been charged with criminal trespass.
Trespasser.
I am going to enter a not guilty plea for you. You have the right to remain silent and the right to an attorney, although not necessarily at court expense. You have the right to be present at all future hearings. If you fail to appear, a warrant could issue. You could be charged with failure to appear as a separate criminal offense. You could be tried and convicted in your absence, and if you couldn't be sentenced within 90 days because of your failure to appear, you could lose your right to appeal. I'm also required to tell you that if you're convicted of a crime, there may be collateral consequences, unintended other consequences, including but not limited to
Morgan
immigration
Whalen
consequences.
is wild.
Sir,
I screamed.
I am going to release you on your own signature on this case, and I'm ordering that you do not go back to the incident location. Your next court date is February 2nd at 2 o'clock in the afternoon at Tucson City Court with Judge Cranshaw. You must appear for that hearing. Do you have any questions about your release conditions or your court date?
Did you say I can be appointed an attorney, ma'am?
So you have the right to an attorney, but at this moment you do not qualify for a court-appointed attorney because you're not being held on this case and there's no mandatory jail time. You can certainly ask the judge on February 2nd, but at this time you don't qualify.
Is that because it's a first offense?
It's because you only get an attorney if you are being held in jail on a bond or if you're facing jail time if you're convicted, or if there's an interest of justice reason. That's something you can talk to Judge Cranshaw about. But generally it's things like if someone's got a mental illness that makes it hard for them to represent themselves, or there's a really unique legal issue that we would never expect someone who's not a lawyer to be able to handle. But a lot of people with misdemeanor offenses do represent themselves. In fact, probably most misdemeanor defendants.
Because they can't afford it.
Okay?
They got nothing to lose at that point.
All right. Good luck, sir. And sir, you're certainly welcome to hire an attorney if you want to. That's always up to you, just so you know.
I do have mental disorders and I need help with getting one.
Sierra, thank you for the
hold on,
follow. Highly appreciate it.
Are you enrolled with an agency right now?
I tried to enroll with Southern Arizona Legal Aid, but they've been backed up with appointments. I haven't been able to get an attorney through them.
Okay, but are you enrolled with any treatment agencies like Kodak?
Just insurance, that's all.
Okay, so if you have a mental health condition, you might qualify for mental health court, but you have to have a diagnosis from a provider like Kodak, La Frontera, something like that. So my advice to you is, I'm going to leave everything just the way it is, but my advice to you is between now and February 2nd, go get yourself enrolled with a mental health provider, get an official diagnosis and all of that, and bring that information to your hearing on February 2nd. Because if you qualify for mental health court, that might be a really good option for you because it's different and it's long story. But so if you can do that between now and February 2nd, that will help you. Okay. All right. Good luck, sir.
Next. Hey, where's everybody's tuning in from?
Sit down for your mails, right? We'll get you.
Where you guys coming in from?
Yes.
Rep your city. Mental health court. Or next, let's see what this guy did. Kansas City, Dallas,
Hi,
MD,
sir. What's your full name?
New Zealand, what though?
Brian Diaz.
Mexico, Texas.
All right, sir, you're here because you've been charged with disorderly conduct and assault. They're both domestic violence offenses.
Ooh.
I will enter a not guilty plea for you. You have the right to remain silent and the right to an attorney, although not necessarily at court expense. You have the right to be present at all future hearings. If you fail to appear, a warrant could issue. You could be charged with failure to appear as a separate criminal offense. You could be tried and convicted in your absence. And if you couldn't be sentenced within 90 days because of your failure to appear, you could also lose your right to appeal. I'm required to tell you that if you're convicted of a crime, that there may be collateral consequences, including but not limited to immigration consequences. Sir, on this case, I'm going to release you on your own signature. Pretrial services tells me that you are in the lowest risk category for misdemeanor offenses. I am going to order that you do not commit any acts of domestic violence, do not have any contact whatsoever with the listed victim, which is Dolce, I'm not sure how to say it,
And Gabbana?
Yaslava, and do not go to her residence or workplace. You may go back one time with law enforcement to get your things. That means that you can take my order to the nearest police station to that address. Someone will go with you so you can get your belongings. Your next court date on this is February 18th at 1:30 in the afternoon at Tucson City Court with Judge Million, and you must appear for that hearing. Do you have any questions about your release conditions or your court date?
May I ask 2 questions?
If it's about your release conditions or your court date, yes.
This is Arizona.
Well, you said something about immigration, but I was born in the States.
I'm required to tell every single person at arraignment that if they're convicted of a crime, there could be collateral consequences. Immigration's one of them, but there are lots of other ones as well.
You're gonna be deported, sir.
Okay.
It don't matter
Perfect.
anymore.
Any questions? Any
You're
other
outta
questions?
here.
All right. Good
Send
luck.
them back.
February 18th is perfect. Thank you so much, Your Honor. Have a great one.
Send them back.
Yeah, dude,
They're
go
sending him.
downstairs to the mails. Thank you. Paredes?
He's gone. He's out of here. Next, what do you think? Is this a young lady? David,
Hi, what's your full name?
interested?
Anita Guadalupe Paredes Rivera.
Come
All
again.
right, so ma'am, you are here because you have a warrant out of Tucson City Court.
What did she
The
do?
original charges were having an open container of alcohol in a vehicle.
Drugs.
As a criminal charge. You also had a civil charge of a
TV.
cracked windshield,
Cracked
which is
windshield.
probably defaulted.
How
Yeah,
dare
it's already
you.
defaulted, that one. Ma'am, on these, you do have the right to remain silent and the right to an attorney. I'm appointing the City Public Defender's Office to represent you.
But I'm
You
from
also have the right to be
America.
present at all future hearings. If you fail to appear, a warrant could issue. You could be charged with failure to appear as a separate criminal offense. And if you could not be sentenced within, sorry, I lost track because I was trying to read something and talk at the same time. I shouldn't be doing that.
Don't,
If you fail
how
to
dare
appear,
you.
a warrant could issue. You could be charged with failure to appear as a separate criminal offense. You could be tried and convicted in your absence. And if you couldn't be sentenced within 90 days because of your failure to appear, you could lose your right to appeal. I'm required to tell you that if you're convicted of a crime, there may be collateral consequences, including but not limited to
Adios,
immigration
amiga.
consequences. On this
Adios.
case, ma'am, I'm going to release you on your own signature on the misdemeanor. However, my understanding is that you have a probation hold, so you're not going to actually get released unless that's lifted as well. Your next court date on the misdemeanor is February 28th at 9 o'clock in the morning with Judge Klotz. Your assigned judge is Judge Maldonado, but that first hearing is before Judge Klotz. Do you have any questions about your release conditions or your court date?
I actually thought it was a DWI, not a DUI.
Her voice is a little bit
What
deep.
I have is open container in a vehicle. It's not a DUI or it's not a DUI. It's having an open container of alcohol in a vehicle. That's the charge I have in city court.
I gotta check her
Okay.
neck.
Then I was misunderstood.
Okay. All right. Any other
Okay.
questions?
No, my next court for the probation will be
216.
tomorrow. I just they brought me down from Cochise. So tomorrow is my next court
I
date.
have absolutely no idea. I don't have anything to do with that court. I'm sorry.
No, but I'm just asking, do you know if it's tomorrow?
I don't. I don't have
oh,
access to that information. Sorry.
Got it. Thank you.
Take care.
Ms.
Adios.
Paredes, you go up, you go downstairs, see those females, right, man?
And everybody that just joined up, anybody that's
Cells?
watching,
Yes.
welcome to You Have a Collect Call From, where we deal with anything that has to do with incarcerated individuals.
Hi, ma'am. What's your full name?
Brandy
DUI.
South.
All right, ma'am,
Oh,
you're
she has a
here
worse
because
voice.
you've been charged with threatening. I'm going to enter a not guilty plea for you. You have the right to remain silent and the right to an attorney.
Thank you for the
I'm
follow.
appointing the City Public Defender's
thank
Office
you.
to represent you. You have the right to be present at all future hearings. If you fail to appear, a warrant could issue. You could be charged with failure to appear as a separate criminal offense. You could be tried and convicted in your absence. And if you couldn't be sentenced within 90 days because of your failure to appear, you could lose your right to appeal.
Females
I'm
tonight.
required to tell you that if you're convicted of a crime, consequences, including immigration consequences or other
You're out of
consequences.
here.
All right. On this
Everybody's
case, ma'am,
guilty.
it's my understanding that you are held on a felony offense, and I can't change
felony.
that. But I'm going to release you on your own signature on the misdemeanor offense.
Oh.
I'm going to order that you do not have any contact with the listed victim and do not go to that person's residence or workplace. And your next court date on this is February 28th at 9 o'clock in the morning. Judge Verena is your assigned judge, but that first hearing will be with Judge Klotz. Do you have any questions about your release conditions or your court date?
No, ma'am.
Good luck, ma'am.
Adios.
Thank you.
Damn.
Downstairs, see
You better
those
go get
females,
your
right, man?
voice box checked out,
Valencia?
lady. It don't sound too bueno. Anyhow, hey, if you're not tapping, you must be napping. Hit that subscribe button. It's free 99.
Hi, sir. What's your full name?
Jose Valencia.
All right, sir, you're here because you have a warrant
What's
for
up,
failure
Rosie?
to appear on charges of disorderly conduct as a domestic violence offense, criminal damage as a domestic violence offense, and assault as a domestic violence offense. I will enter a not guilty plea for you. You have the right to remain silent and the right to an attorney. I'm appointing the City Public Defender's Office to represent you. You have the right to be present at all future hearings. If you fail to appear, a warrant could issue. You could be charged with failure to appear as a separate criminal offense. You could be tried and convicted in your absence. And if you couldn't be sentenced within 90 days because of your failure to appear, you could lose your right to appeal. I'm also required to tell you that if you're convicted of a crime, it may have collateral consequences, including but not limited to immigration consequences. Sir, on this case, my understanding is that you have a probation hold, so you're not going to be released unless that hold is lifted. But I'm going to release you on your own signature on the misdemeanor. I'm ordering that you do not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs, do not commit any acts of domestic violence, do not have any contact whatsoever with Jose Valencia Sr., and do not go to that person's residence or workplace. Your case is assigned to me. I'm Judge Surio, but your next court date is going to be February 28th at 9 o'clock in the morning with Judge Clotes. Do you have any questions about your release conditions or your court date?
No.
Good luck, sir.
Damn, drop one.
Go upstairs outside, so we can mail.
Drop one, flush one.
Cool.
All right, let's get this turd out of the way. Next one coming up. What do you guys think the next individuals will be coming up for tonight? Oh, we got
Hi,
another
ma'am. What's your full
young
name?
lady.
Erica Tatiana Gould.
Tatiana.
Ma'am, you're
Okay,
here
okay.
because you have a warrant out of Minnesota. Counsel, are you waiving reading?
Yes.
All right, I going to enter a not guilty plea for you. You have the right to remain silent and the right to an attorney. I'm appointing the legal defender's office to represent you. The warrant lists a bond amount of $25,000. The state is asking that I impose that amount. Pretrial services is telling me that you are a level 2 out of 4 when it comes to risk for nonviolent felony offenses.
What did she do?
Defense counsel.
I missed it.
Your Honor, I would
Talking
just
too
ask that a
much.
review hearing be set on the warrant.
DV. Oh,
All right,
man,
ma'am, I'm
hold
going to
up.
set bond in the amount of
what?
$25,000, the amount on the warrant. If you post that, you're released to pretrial services. No alcohol or illegal drugs, no firearms or weapons. Submit to any monitoring or treatment that's directed by pretrial services, and you must follow all registration laws. Your next court date on this is January 27th at 2:30 in the afternoon. And that court date is not going to change. It's not like a preliminary hearing, just in case you heard me talking to someone else earlier. Ma'am, do you have any questions about your
Thank you for the
release
follow,
conditions or
Monk.
your court date?
I don't know.
No. All right. Good luck, ma'am.
All right, so this is PIMA County in Arizona. This is live. This is night court. Also, for those of you that are wondering what's up with the toilet,
Sit down.
anybody that has bad charges,
Your
like
Honor, the next person is our Spanish speaker.
like a SA charge, domestic violence, or something that's out of the ordinary that's gonna upset us, they get the toilet flush because you know what they say: drop one, flush one, and that kind of lets everybody know that they're no bueno. Hey, Bev, thank you for the follow. Highly appreciate it. And tap
All right,
tap
the
because if you're
next
not
one's the
tapping,
Spanish
you
speaker, is that what
are
you said?
napping.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Sorry, you were both talking to me at the same time.
And the next individual, what do you think they're gonna be coming for? Get them answers ready. Get them Twitter fingers ready, if you will, like Drake would say. Hey, Liz, thank you for the follow. Highly appreciate it. And hey, remember, you know, it's free 99. Doesn't cost you anything to follow. I'm not asking for any money. I'm just asking for the likes and the subscribes. And also, you can follow the second channel, Trapping Domestic. You're not tapping, you're napping. That's right, Blackwood
Hi, ma'am.
Domestic.
What is your full name?
Hey, thank you.
Hola, señora, ¿cuál es su nombre completo?
Ay, Consuelo's
Liliana
out.
Evangelina Andrade Moreno.
Liliana Evangelina Andrade Morena.
Astrovino. You guys are killing me over
All right,
here.
ma'am, you are here because you've been charged with possession of a narcotic drug for sale and transportation of a narcotic drug for sale.
Damn, abuelitas with
Señor,
the
está usted
business.
aquí porque le han hecho al cargo de posesión de droga narcótica y posesión de droga narcótica para venta.
I'm going to enter a not guilty plea for you.
Voy a presentar una declaración de no culpable para usted.
You have the right to remain silent and the right to an attorney.
Tiene el derecho a permanecer en silencio y de tener un abogado.
I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you.
Public pretender.
Le voy a nombrar un abogado a la oficina de abogados de oficio para que la representen.
Her goose is cooked.
Pretrial services tells me that you are in the lowest risk
Yup.
category for nonviolent felony offenses.
Los servicios precondenatorios me dicen que está usted en la categoría más baja de delitos no violentos.
The state is asking me to set bond in the amount of $15,000.
Y el Estado me
Your
está
Honor?
pidiendo que ponga una fianza de $15,000.
Your Honor?
Yep.
Go ahead.
Your Honor, after a second review of the facts, the IC came in on this one. The interim complaint on this one came in a little bit late. This is 33 plus pounds of methamphetamine that we're talking about.
Sir, hold on. You have to speak in shorter sentence parts so that the interpreter can interpret.
Después de una segunda revisión de la queja interina,
Somebody call
de esto se está
Santos.
tratando de 33 y pico libras de metanfetamina.
Gene Gators.
Therefore, the state amends its request to 25,000
25.
plus.
Pushing that weight.
De esa manera, el Estado pide modificar la fianza a $25,000 más.
Yeah, working for.
The defendant stated she is a Mexican national, does not have a
Griselda.
local address. She lives in Sonora. That is the ultimate in-flight risk, Your Honor. If she
Sonora.
flees, we no longer have any realistic ability to get her back.
Súmanse a la
Otra
Suburban.
cosa, la acusada ha mencionado que ella es ciudadana mexicana que vive en Sonora y en Sonora, México, y ese es el riesgo más alto de que se vaya a dar la fuga sin que sea ella procesada.
She'll deport herself if they let her
Defense
go.
counsel?
Shit, I'll be
Your Honor,
gone.
she has no criminal history. I'd ask you to set the bond at $5,000.
Su señoría, ella no tiene ningún historial delictivo. Pediríamos que ponga una fianza de $5,000.
She's done. Hey, Gene Gators, she's done. She is done. The broke man's Griselda. Shh. She's going upstate. Hey, Christina, thank you for the follow.
Given
A.
that
Dot,
she has
thank
no
you.
ties to Arizona, I do think a significant bond is appropriate.
Dado que no tiene lazos ella en Arizona, pienso que una fianza significativa es apropiada.
33 pounds. She's pushing that major weight. And these fools over here on the
I'm
street.
actually going to set bond in the amount the state originally requested, which is $15,000.
Y voy a
Ma-
programar la
Maynard.
fianza por la cantidad que originalmente había pedido el Estado, que es la cantidad de $15,000.
Ma'am, if you post that bond, you're released to pretrial services.
Señora, si deposita usted esa fianza, será liberada a los servicios precondenatorios.
You're not to have any alcohol, illegal drugs, firearms, or weapons.
No debe tomar nada de alcohol, consumir drogas ilegales, ni portar armas de fuego o cualquier tipo de arma.
And you must submit to any monitoring or treatment that's directed by pretrial.
Y debe de hacer cualquier tratamiento monitoreado que los servicios precondenatorios le pidan hacer.
For the follow.
Your next court date is February 3rd at 1:30 in the afternoon.
Su próxima comparecencia será el día 3 de febrero a la 1:30 de la tarde.
That court date
Getting
is very
that tunnel
likely to
ready.
change, though.
Esa comparecencia lo más seguro es que vaya a cambiar.
If you do post bond, please stay in touch with your attorney and with pretrial services so they can give you your court date.
Si deposita usted la fianza, por favor, mantenga contacto con los servicios precondenatorios y con su abogado para que le mantengan actualizada.
If you miss court, you will get a warrant.
Y
She's
si
going to
falta usted
Sonora.
al tribunal, a sus comparecencias presentarán una orden de aprehensión.
I'm also ordering that you do not leave the state of Arizona if you post bond.
También voy a ordenar que usted no salga del estado de Arizona si llega a depositar la
Answer
fianza.
my question.
Ma'am, anything you say can be used against you.
Señora, cualquier cosa que usted diga pudiera ser usado en su contra.
So please don't say anything about the charges themselves or what happened or didn't happen.
Así que por favor no hable de los cargos en sí, de lo que sucedió o no sucedió.
But do you have any questions about the release conditions that I set or your court date?
Pero ¿tiene usted alguna pregunta de las condiciones de su liberación que le acabo de dar o de su próxima comparecencia en el tribunal?
Si no tengo para pagar la fianza,
And if I don't have money to pay for
Pues te chingas.
the bond,
You can speak to your attorney and they can file a motion to lower bond.
This is live.
puede hablar usted con
And
su
direct.
abogado y ellos pueden tramitar un pedimento para que reduzcan la fianza.
And then a superior court judge would rule on that.
Y un juez del Tribunal Superior hace un dictamen sobre eso.
Any other questions, ma'am?
¿Alguna otra pregunta, señora?
I think she said no. It looked like she mouth. I couldn't hear her, but her mouth looked like she said no.
I couldn't hear her as well.
All right. Thank you. Good luck,
Gracias,
ma'am.
señora. Buena suerte.
And thank you to the interpreter.
Damn, yeah, she's gonna get one of these right here. Huh, she's gonna get 2. Tia right here, she's pushing that weight, you know, like all these fools be dreaming about pushing that type of weight she was pushing. This is the real deal right here. That's it. She's gonna be gone for a long time, and she's not gonna go to Kansas by any means. All right, next, let's see who's coming up next, and you guys go ahead and get your Twitter fingers ready and let us know what you think the next individual's coming up for. Free you, Tia. That's Fed time. Yeah, the Federati's pick it up. Hey, what's up, Queen? Welcome back. She's going to Perryville. Santos next.
Next one is right here.
Who's Santos? I'm not familiar. Can you guys give me in the loop?
Hi, sir. What's your full name?
Jesus Enrique de Cochea Jr.
Top level
Sir, you're
Edgar right here.
Because you've been charged with
Little
aggravated
Starlight.
assault. I'm going to
Ooh,
enter a not guilty
assault.
plea for you. You do have the right to remain silent and the right to an attorney. I'm appointing the public defender's office
I don't
to
know who that
represent
is.
you. Pretrial services tells me that you
I'ma
are in
look
the
it up.
lowest risk category for violent felony
What a-
offenses. The state is asking for a $5,000 bond. Defense counsel, I'm inclined to release him to pretrial services. Do you want to be heard?
Yes, Your Honor, I would ask you to follow that recommendation. He's currently set to graduate high school in May and on the football team. He has a lot of good things going on in the community.
Counsel, can you mute for 1 minute and talk to him? I'm wondering if he goes to the same school
You need to
as
look up
the
Santos. I'm gonna
victim,
look him up right
because
now on
that
this
may
phone.
be one of
I'm
my
on it.
release conditions is not to go back to the victim's school.
Okay.
Let me see. Santos. Who's Santos? Let me see. I'm looking it up. Santos. No, I got Santos F's football club. Not the football club, Santos, right? Let me see. Did I miss a message? I want to make sure. He's not on the team anymore. Guaranteed. Ash Trevino, plug in Mexico. What? He's in high school. You need to look it up. Let me see. Look up Santos on here. I'm looking them up, but I was Santos from a football club or a soccer club. I might not be doing it right. Oh,
Your Honor, it sounds like that is an issue, and so we just discussed
Is
a
that
different high
DK?
school that he could go to.
I know who that is.
Okay. All right. So, sir, what I'm going to do is I'm going to release you to pretrial services. I'm ordering that you do not have any alcohol or illegal drugs, no firearms or weapons, and submit to any monitoring or treatment that's directed by pretrial. You're not to have any contact
Cappuccino.
whatsoever with the listed victim, and you cannot go to that person's residence, workplace, or school. Your next court date on this is February 11th at 1:30 in the afternoon. However, that court date is very likely to change. So make sure you stay in touch with pretrial and with your attorney. That way they can let you know when your court date is.
No,
if
this
you
is
miss
dope.
court, you will get a warrant. Lease conditions or your court date.
No, man.
All right. Good luck, sir.
Hey, is that the dude that was hanging out with Ash Trevino that had like that hat, like it was kind of black and it was kind of big, and they were like dancing and stuff? You ain't tapping, you napping. That's right, Blackwood. Oh, okay. Yeah. Now that you guys mentioned the essay,
Might be a little late, but you can release first.
okay, I think I know who you guys are talking about now.
Maxwell.
Next, let me
right
see.
here.
What do you guys think this next individual is here for? Is just a haircut. I will say rugs. I say rugs. Like 30K likes.
Sir,
Hey,
what is your full name?
Justin Lee Maxwell.
Justin
Sir,
Lee.
you're here on two different things. You have a felony charge of flight from law enforcement, and then you have a misdemeanor charge. Hold on.
Hold up.
You have a felony charge of flight from law enforcement, and then you have a misdemeanor charge of disorderly conduct as a domestic violence offense.
Ooh.
I'm going to handle the felony first, and then I'm going to talk to you about the misdemeanor. There's a victim on the line in the misdemeanor case who wants to be heard. Ma'am, I need you to wait until I get to the misdemeanor case, and then I will ask you for your input, okay?
Okay.
So, sir, on the felony, I'm entering a not guilty plea. You have the right to remain silent and the right to an attorney. I'm appointing the public defender's office to represent you. Pretrial services tells me that you are a level 2 out of 4 risk for nonviolent felony offenses. The state is asking for a $5,000 bond. I am, counsel, I'm inclined to release him to pretrial services. Do you want to be heard?
No, Your Honor, I agree.
All right, sir, I'm going to release you to pretrial services on this case. I'm ordering that you do not have any alcohol or illegal drugs, no firearms or weapons, and submit to any monitoring or treatment that's directed by pretrial. Your next court date on the felony case is February 11th at 1:30 in the afternoon. That court date is very likely to change, so stay in touch with your attorney and with pretrial. That way you know when your court date is, because if you miss it, you will get a warrant, okay? All right.
It's 7:50 in Arizona.
Misdemeanor charge, sir, I'm going to enter a not guilty plea for you. You have the right to remain silent and the right to an attorney, although not necessarily at court expense. You have the right to be present at all future hearings. If you fail to appear, a warrant could issue. You could be charged with failure to appear as a separate criminal offense. You could be tried and convicted in your absence. And if you couldn't be sentenced within 90 days because of your failure to appear, you could lose your right to appeal. Sir, I'm required to tell you that if you're convicted of a crime, it may have collateral consequences, and those may include, but are not limited to, immigration consequences. My understanding, again, is there's a victim on the line. I believe it's your mother. Ma'am, did you want to talk to me today, and what did you want to tell me?
Yep, she does.
Yes, I did. Can you hear me?
I can, yes, go ahead.
Well, I just want to say that when I called to complain or the police for help, there was no violence and there's no property damage. I was worried about his welfare. He was quite upset. Justin has a mental illness that he's been struggling with for the last 30, 40 years. He also has cognitive deficits. And so I had told the officers that night that I wanted, if they found him and picked him up, just please take him to the psychiatric hospital, not the jail. Okay. That's what I wanted you to hear.
All right. Thank you. So, sir, what I'm going to do is I'm going to release you on your own signature. And then, ma'am, I'm sorry, I just want to confirm with you. According to pretrial, you're okay with having contact with him and with him returning to your home?
Yes.
Okay. So, sir, I'm going to release you on your own signature. I'm ordering that you do not commit any acts of domestic violence. Your next court date is February 24th at 9 o'clock in the morning with Judge Hale at Tucson City Court. You need to appear for that hearing. Based on what your mother just told me, it sounds like you may be eligible for mental health court. So if you are enrolled with an agency like COPE, La Frontera, Kodak, okay. So if you can bring information to that court date, that like any paperwork that shows your diagnosis and the fact that you're enrolled, you should bring it to that court date, because you might be eligible for mental health court, and that might be a much better place for you, okay?
All right.
All right. Sir, any questions about your release conditions or your court date?
Okay.
All right. And ma'am, did you have any questions for me?
Could you please repeat the court date?
Sure.
For the misdemeanor?
Yeah, it's February 24th at 9 a.m., and that's at Tucson City Court.
Tucson City Court.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Good luck to you both.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so this is a live court hearing from Pima County, and they have night court in Arizona. I know to a lot of us it sounds weird, but they do. What do you guys think this guy did right here?
Hi, sir. What's your full name?
Kevin James Poulin.
All right, sir. You are here because you've been charged with burglary. I'm entering a not guilty plea for you. You do have the right to remain silent and the right to an attorney. I'm appointing the public defender's office to represent you. Pretrial services tells me that you are a level 2 out of 4 for risk for nonviolent felony offenses. The state is asking for a $1,500 bond. Give me one moment to finish reviewing all of the information that I have.
Maybe the mom didn't have a good memory.
All right,
I'd be
defense
forgetting
counsel?
stuff real fast. Didn't we
Your
just
Honor,
see him?
he's lived in Tucson for 61 years and has ties to the community.
What did he do?
Can you hear me?
Yep,
Yes.
I can hear you.
Has lived in Tucson for 61 years and has ties to the community. His son can provide transportation to court. He does have a prior felony, but it's from 1991,
Burglary?
so a very long time ago.
Gene
I'd ask the
Gators.
court to release him to pretrial services.
All right, sir, I am going to
Damn.
release you to pretrial services. I'm ordering that you do not have any alcohol or illegal drugs, no firearms or weapons, and submit to any monitoring or treatment that's directed by pretrial services. I'm ordering that you don't have any contact with the listed victim and you do not go to that person's residence or workplace. Your next court date on this is a preliminary hearing on February 11th at 1:30
Monty?
in the afternoon.
Not
That
that I
court date
remember.
is very likely to change, so please stay in touch with your attorney and
Spanish.
with pretrial. That way they can keep you updated on your court date. If you miss court, you will get a warrant. Do you have any questions about your release conditions or your court date, sir?
No, ma'am. Thank you.
Good luck, sir.
All right. So if you're not tapping, you must be napping. Hey, hit the subscribe button. It's free 99. Help me out. Help me get this channel up to the 20,000 follower mark. We just hit 36K taps, so highly appreciate you guys. Hopefully your fingers are not hurt yet, and hopefully you don't get carpal tunnel. But it is for a good cause. What do you guys think this guy? He's in orange. Órale. What do you guys
Hi,
think
sir.
this guy did?
What is your full name?
Eric Macedo Solorio.
All right, sir. You are here because you've been charged with 3
FYP.
counts of aggravated harassment as a domestic
Harassment.
violence
Oh.
offense. I'm entering a not guilty plea for you. You do have the right to remain silent and the right to an attorney. I'm appointing the public defender's office to represent you.
Wow.
Sir, the state has asked that you be held without bond. Under the Arizona Constitution, I'm required to hold you without bond if you're charged with a felony offense while on release for another felony offense. So, sir, I am going to hold you without bond on this. I'm setting a hearing, a no bond hearing on January 27th at 2:30 in the afternoon. And then I'm also setting a preliminary hearing on February 3rd at 1:30 in the afternoon. The no bond hearing on January 27th should happen as planned, as scheduled. The hearing on February 3rd, though, is very likely to change. So if you get released from custody before then, make sure you stay in touch with your attorney and with pretrial services if they release you to pretrial services. And so that you know when your court date is. If you miss it, you'll get a warrant. Sir, I'm going to tell you one more time, you cannot have any contact whatsoever with the listed victims. You cannot call them. You're charged with calling them from the jail on a recorded line. So you cannot call the victims. You cannot send them letters. You cannot tell someone to tell them something. Any contact at all is a violation of a court order, of multiple court orders, and it is also a new crime. Sir, do you have any questions about your release conditions or your court date?
Yeah, I have a question. I thought I already had this court date a while back. I mean, I haven't contacted.
Sir, I don't want you to talk about what happened because anything you say can be used against you.
Yeah.
But I can tell you the charges are that you contacted, from the dates of the offense are January 2nd, January 16th, and January 20th. So these are new charges in addition to the charges you already have.
Wait, what? I didn't do nothing.
All right. So,
That's
sir,
my-
do you have any questions about your release
That's the
conditions
face
or
my
your
daughter
court
makes.
date?
Like, I didn't do that.
No, but I said.
Sir, anything you say can be used against you. You need to talk to your attorney, and there's nothing I can do with your denial right now anyway. So talk to your attorney about it, okay?
Good.
Good luck, sir.
Adios, amigo. And here one more for safe measure. Agua. Drop one, flush one. So these crimes were added.
Yes?
It looks like it. You're saying you're staying
Yes?
in jail. Next, what do you guys?
Sorry, I thought you said my name. Give
what do
me
you guys
one
think
moment.
this guy
Sir had a
did?
question.
You guys, we got a minute, so let me see. He's big mad. Yup. He didn't take the paperwork. He says, screw the paper. Next one is DUI. Robert Ruggs fight robbery. And once again, hey, I got a second account. If you guys could follow my second account, I'm trying to get that one to 1,000 subscribers. Just in case this one ever gets banned, I just typed it in right there on the screen, and I'm gonna go ahead and pin it on the top. If you guys could do me that favor, that free favor there, I would highly appreciate it.
Hey, where you at?
There we go.
Where
It's
you
up
at?
on the top of the pin. It'll be up there for the next minute or so. DOSA. Let me see everything. Boricua puso que
Sir,
hizo
what's your
todo.
full name?
All right.
My name is Johnny Anthony Navarro.
Sir, you are here because you have a warrant, out of Pima County Superior Court for possession of dangerous drugs for sale, possession of a weapon in a drug offense, and possession of drug paraphernalia. I'll enter a not guilty plea for you. You do have the right to remain silent and the right to an attorney. I'm appointing the legal advocate's office to represent you. Pretrial services tells me that you are in the lowest risk category for nonviolent felony offenses, and that you are currently held on.
Gracias. What did he do?
Held on other charges.
Other charges. What are the other charges? Huh. Mention them, Judge.
The state is asking me to hold you without bond. However, state these charges are from 2023, and the case he's on release conditions is from 2024. Do you want to amend your recommendation?
Yes, Your Honor. Based on that, the state did notice that after the deadline, based on everything, we see the defendant as being a flight risk, and it's not an insignificant. The facts of the case are not insignificant. They speak to weapons, dangerous instrument, and quite a bit of drugs. $15,000.
15? How many kilos?
So I'm going to note for the record that the state is recommending.
Because the other lady had 31.
$30,000 secured bond on this. Sir, you're already held on a $50,000 bond, and you've been held on that since December. I balancing everything out. I'm going to set bond in this case and the amount. Well, actually, let me hear from defense counsel. Defense counsel.
Your Honor, he's a lifelong resident of Tucson and has ties to the community. He has one prior felony conviction where he earned a misdemeanor redesignation. Pretrial services spoke with his mom, and she could provide housing and transportation to court if he posts the bond. He's also currently employed, or at least was before he was arrested. I'd ask that the court set the bond at $10,000.
All right. So, sir, that's actually the amount that I was going to set. I do think that $10,000 is appropriate given all of the charges and the fact that you're already held on a $50,000 bond. That is a secured bond. If you post that, you're released to pretrial services. No alcohol or illegal drugs, no firearms or weapons, and submit to any monitoring or treatment that's directed by pretrial services. Your next court date on this is an arraignment hearing on January 28th at 1:30. Sir, that court date is not going to change, so you do need to appear for that hearing if you're not in custody or a warrant would issue. Conditions or your court date.
It's kind of like he's on probation with pretrial services.
Good luck to you, sir. And I'm going to ask that everyone stay on the line for one moment because it is possible that I need to recall one case. Just give me a moment.
Hey, let me ask you guys. What do you call it? Maricopa just started a minute ago. Do you want me to swap over? I'll swap over. I don't know because we might be wasting time if we hang around here to check if somebody else gets recalled. So should I jump over or wait it out? You tell me. I'll go ahead and do that. Jump over. Okay, I'm jumping over then. Okay, I'm gonna cut this stream, and then we'll jump over to let me see. Let me turn this off here, and here we go. So they should be starting.